Hi, I'm Dave,
And I'm Tyler.
and this is the Capcom Show.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our current events episode. Unfortunately, because of a couple changes in Dave's life and in my life, we had to
Mix up our recording setup.
mix up a recording. First off, we apologize of not getting to you last month. I got married at the beginning of this month myself, so I had to change location for my own living place, and we're actually there now. We're at my
His new setup.
my new setup, my new I guess you could call it an apartment. And unfortunately, due to coronavirus, Dave had to lost some of the assets that we used to produce the show for the last 8 months or so.
Yeah, sucks. I gotta get another computer now.
So right now, what we're doing is the day of recording this is October 10th. Depending on how our current setup goes, it might be released sometime in the next couple days, or it might not be released until next weekend around the 17th. The reason for that is because we're using flash drives to kind of communicate back and forth between my computer and his. Because if he, connects it to the ye old internet, it's going to break his licensing rights. So, but anyways, going forward from this, we're still going to try to get these episodes in on time and at least go back to a monthly recording schedule now that our lives aren't so hectic anymore.
Yeah.
And hopefully with COVID fucking dies down for once and for
I'm
all.
really hoping it's not like another. It doesn't
I hope
like
we
the
never
flu.
get another wave.
Yeah, really. Where it's another strain like every fucking year, like the flu season. It's like I really hope it doesn't get like that.
Because if this is the new normal, I feel like
I fucking hate normal now.
Burning things down. Just burn everything down. It's not worth it anymore. But we only have 2 topics tonight for the current events, and that is the presidential debates. Because fuck it, we can have a comedy bit for a little bit, I guess. And
we all know it's a shit show anyway.
It's a shit show anyways, but hey, the circus is always fun to laugh at.
Yeah.
And then we have the Gretchen Whitmer kidnapping, which happened in Michigan. For those of you who don't know, that's kind of home turf for us.
Yeah.
And I believe I was one of the first people who knew, because I have a buddy of mine who works in the news industry in Lansing. So he broke that news to us as soon as the presser came down.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, dude, I knew it. I knew it, and when I already was looking up, when I was just going through Google looking at it, most of the news stories that popped up were 20 minutes old.
Oh,
so
wow.
I was one of the first people to fucking figure it out and shit. So I was like,
oh,
ooh.
wow. Yeah.
But anyway, so for those of you who don't know, the 29th of September, the last Tuesday, was it last Tuesday? No, it wasn't. Obviously it wasn't this last Tuesday, it just passed, but it was the Tuesday before that. Was the first presidential debate that the United States holds every 4 years to essentially showcase the intellectual abilities of the presidential candidates.
These are the best we can come up with.
These are the best. These are the best that is chosen for us.
Yeah.
And those of you who have been living under a rock for the last 2 years, it's Biden. It's Biden versus Trump. I will say this: watching and listening to the debates kind of swayed me towards Biden in this. Why? Because I was just watching and the Cliff Notes and everything. And as much as I hate Biden, as much as I hate Trump, if someone put a gun to my head and told me that I had to vote for a president, I'd vote for Biden just because he looked competent up there.
I mean, despite any rambling he may have done, he definitely put on, let's say, a more presidential type of show than Trump did.
He is someone who I would at least be well, I think that they deserve public office. I think that they deserve a public office. But, that being said, holy fuck, it was hilarious, dude. Oh my god. I debated sitting down with my parents, because I was still living at their house at this time, and having a drink, playing the fucking presidential drinking game anytime Trump interrupts someone or talks about something that isn't according to the question, or talks over people, or anytime you get the Joe Biden, come on, man.
Come on, man.
It was great. It was great. I loved it. I loved it. Biden put up a pretty decent show, and Trump did what Trump does best, and that is
Being a blowhard loudmouth.
being a just complete buffoon over everything. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the second one that's supposed to be scheduled next Thursday is canceled because Trump has coronavirus. Apparently. Have you actually heard about that?
Yeah, I heard about that, and then people were making fun of the fact that he.
He deserves it.
Oh, I mean, yeah, something about a car ride too. People were freaking out.
Yeah, I like it because there's some people who believe that it's a hoax, not the virus, the test.
People were thinking, oh no, he's just doing this to get out of the next debate or whatever, or they were gonna say that he was gonna come back healthy and say it's because he was taking hydroxychloroquine or something.
Right. Yeah, that's what I said. Is that if he comes back healthy, it's like it was. If he came back healthy from this, he was just gonna be like, "Hey, I use this drug. Why isn't everyone using this drug?" Not realizing that the reason why some people can't take certain drugs is because they are not everyone's the same medical case, so that's why.
Mm-hmm.
But what my issue is, and and I've kind of gone over this, is it's very real. It is very real that he has COVID. He says that he's on the path to recovery, but if you've seen him lately in the past week, he looks sickly. And maybe by the time this goes up, we might be in the United States out of a president right now.
All right. Well, I'm not opposed to that.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I'm hoping because it's starting to spread throughout Capitol Hill.
I know. Not fast enough.
Not fast enough. And I'm hoping...
Thin out the weak of the herd. Well, not weak, but like the worst of the herd.
The people that have been there for 50 some odd years without change. That's who we need to get rid of if we at least want to have a government that's...
supposedly
helpful.
Serving us.
Yeah, a government that it says what the government's supposed to do.
Right.
You got to keep in mind these people were around when Nixon and Reagan were in office. Like, those people are dead now. They got elected into office... an administration where a president is no longer alive. I mean, Carter's still alive.
Oh my gosh, how fucking old is he now?
Carter was very young when he was president. I don't know. I know he's like in his 70s.
Is he really?
Yeah. Well, he was president. I think he was president before Clinton, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he was. I'm pretty sure.
I know he was probably one of the only presidents that I like. He's not bad.
He's an old fuck now.
He's an old fuck, yeah.
He sure looks like he's like 90 though.
He was someone who practiced what he preached, and I respect it. So, anyway.
I actually, just for the record, I actually didn't watch the debates. I just saw clips of it here and there.
I
don't subject myself to that kind of torture.
I did what I did best on those times when I was at home with my parents. I got high and played video games.
More productive than watching that.
More productive than watching two old rapist men bitch back. Two old racists.
Racist, rapist, pedophiles.
Yes, bitch back and forth.
I made the running. This is a joke. I'm like, both Biden and Trump have information that will lead the arrest of Hillary Clinton. Come on, Hillary, do your thing.
Do your thing, Hillary, do your thing. They know too much.
They can indict you. Come on. You want to.
On that note, I'd like to bring up the fact that it's been 4 years and she is still a free woman.
I know, right? And it's like, because you'd be in jail in the 2016 election. And I was like, oh, yeah, well, you're full shit.
Yeah. So, anyways, for anyone who watched the presidential debate, may your liver rest in peace, because holy shit, you must have been hammered. And essentially what it was they would bring up an issue, Biden would answer it, Trump would interrupt him, Biden would tell him to shut the hell up, and then Trump will start going off on tirades about the issue.
I just love...
And then all in between, Chris Wallace is just sitting there like, this is how I'm spending my night right now, is babysitting children.
Basically, he's the fucking frustrated parent because he's like, I can't believe I have to deal with these fucking kids.
Dude, pour one out for Chris Wallace, though.
Right. I do gotta laugh, though, when Biden's just like, shut up, man. Just shut up, man. Come Come on.
Dude, Biden was my favorite at that night, though. Oh, dude, he was just like, he was saying what everyone wanted to say. Just shut up, man.
Right?
Come on, man. Alright. So, of course they canceled the second one because of COVID. The third one is scheduled to go on October 22nd in Belmont University in Nashville, Tennessee.
I really wish Jorgensen was in the debates.
Yeah, that would have been interesting.
That would have been. I would
have actually watched him.
Right? I would have actually paid attention and be like, all right, let me see what she has to say. Because then she's probably going to outdo both these fucking idiots.
Yeah.
And or at least Howie Hawkins, right? That's the green.
That's the green guy.
Green
yeah.
guy.
Have all four of them. Like, fuck it, just embrace the full party system at this point.
I know. Of course, that's not what the actual elite want. But
no, they don't want to choose them. We want to pick them, but they don't want to choose them.
Mm-hmm.
So
they just want to make us believe that we have the right. We can choose them.
The illusion is all you need to keep the sheep in order.
Right.
So, anyway, moving away from the debate because it's nothing noteworthy, and I just threw that in there just because
It's recent events.
It's recent. It's there, but here's the juicy bit, and the reason why I want to bring this up, and why I kind of brought up the debates, is. Have you watched Bo the Fifth Column lately, this week?
I've watched some of his videos, yeah.
Did you see the one where he was talking about the
kidnapping plot?
The kidnapping plot and everything that's going on with it?
I forgot much of what he said, honestly.
Right. For you and for listeners who don't watch Bo of the Fifth Column, which if you don't, you disappoint me. Essentially what Bo said is...
If you're a left anarchist, he's right up your fucking alley.
If you're a right anarchist, you should watch him just to check your praxis. If you're any kind of anarchist, you should be watching him because he puts forth... He is a left anarchist who has friends in law enforcement friends. And he also served in the military. So it's like he is a catch-all, jack-of-all-trades
kind of guy. Did he really actually serve in the military?
Yeah, I want to say he did. I
wasn't. Oh,
I believe he was a military police. Yeah.
Huh. I did not know that was his background. I knew he used to train police officers. I didn't know he was in the military though.
Yeah, I think I'll have to look it up. But wait a minute, I have a computer in front of me. What the fuck am I? I'll have to look it up. I'll have to look it up. I'll look it up later.
Just Google it.
Yeah, and besides, we're not using fucking laptops and tablets anymore. We're literally using my fucking gaming PC right now. So that's why anyone who recognizes the sound of a mechanical keyboard, you got it.
Yeah, because I don't have a computer anymore. Well, I have a computer, but I have to keep it off the internet for some programs that I don't want to pay licensing for. And the only other computer I have is a little tablet, which is a piece of shit.
Huh.
What?
So someone actually has his own thing up here. Justin King. His name's not even Bo.
Yeah, no. His real name is Justin King.
Yeah. I'm just now learning this.
Oh, yeah. I will say, his talk on structured anarchy at Anarcho Vegas was really good. And if for anyone who hasn't seen that, go check it out. He did a really good job on that. I guarantee most people of his... I genuinely think a lot of his followers have no idea that he actually did anarchist videos like prior to this Bo of the Fifth Column stuff.
One such anarchist is Justin King, a.k.a. Bo of the Fifth Column. King started as an internet activist and organizer during the post-9/11 anti-war movement. Through videos, articles, and crackback team writers and other random folks on the internet, King has managed to organize rescue missions in foreign countries and coordinate disaster relief in multiple states. King has a shady past that is straight out of a Spence novel, and he uses that past to create approachable videos that proffer to say perhaps to anarchism.
I believe he is no longer allowed to own a firearm because he did trafficking, not like the sexual kind, but smuggling people into the country or something like that.
Yeah.
I think that's what he did.
Yeah.
Which, good for him. I don't give a shit about people crossing the border.
No. And yeah, it is a character. Bo is a character created out of a caricature of a specific American archetype. If you've ever seen Bo over the Fifth Column, it's a vlog. It's a vlog format, and this man screams redneck. He has the
looks
like
wise, yes.
He is. He has like the. I really wish. How good is your editor? Because if I could get a screen cap of this, we could just, or we could just find a picture.
You can just Google a picture. You'll know exactly.
Yeah. If you're watching the video, if we can get it in edited, we'll probably have a picture of Bo up here. Again, I'm not trying to like put out a dox on this guy or anything.
And you're not trying to like.
I love the guy.
Yeah.
He is one of my mentors when it comes to the whole anarchist school of thought.
Granted, he has to cater to a lot of people stuck with status mindsets.
Yeah, he is a great propagandist, so to speak. He has the look of someone that you would expect to be a
Trump-supporting redneck.
Trump-supporting backwards redneck, yes. And I think that speaks volumes, because I've actually shown videos of him to friends who are like that, especially with like cops and stuff.
Yeah.
Because he has a lot of law enforcement training videos, as we mentioned.
He's a great person with his background to get fucking Republicans and conservatives like out of their mindset.
Yeah.
Because he knows exactly
like
what they are.
You and I both had points in our lives where we were both, to some extent, alt-right to the point of conservatism.
Oh, we were, yeah.
And I can tell you right now, if I was in that mindset and someone with, the caricature SJW look, the thin, small, slender frame came up to me with the piercings and the blue hair and stuff.
Yeah.
And tried to coach me on social justice issues like Black Lives Matter and stuff like that.
You would have disregarded it.
I would have disregarded it because I would have taken one look and I'm like, this person doesn't know my life because they don't even look like me. Like,
right. They've got a completely different background. There's nothing that can like relate to them,
Yeah, and the funny thing is that own argument can be used against them in the whole racism kind of thing. Is that, well, they don't look like you, but that means, and you're acknowledging that if they don't look like you, then you know that their life is different than yours. So
I mean, yeah.
But anyways, I digress. I'm getting off topic here.
But he's at least good first step.
Yeah, but. So he put out a video a couple days ago. It was about the Governor Gretchen Whitmer kidnapping plot.
Bitchmer.
Stretching Gretchen.
Stretching Gretchen. If you don't know that joke, look it up.
Personally, I have no problems with Whitmer. Outside of the fact that she's a government elected
bitch
servant. Yeah, sure. Like I said, government officials usually have a different set of ire that they get from me, where if I say I like them, it means I think that they mean well, but I think they're fucking stupid. I think that they're a shill. I don't mind Whitmer. I know she has caught a lot of flack this year for being very brutal with her with the COVID crackdowns.
Yeah, she was huge on that.
But she did what was necessary, I feel. She did what she felt she had to do. Was it a little bit tyrannical?
I'm always worried about these kind of practices. Although, like, even if they're in for good intentions, now they can easily be used afterwards for tyrannical shit.
As we said earlier this year, before all this stuff broke out.
Never let a crisis go to waste.
Let a good crisis go to waste. Yes.
So that was my worry, and I mean, as long as the shit gets redacted.
Redacted.
I think it'll be fine, but I still think she was unjust in what she did.
Yeah. But neither here nor there. Would you willingly break OPSEC and go on to Facebook Messenger apps and recruit people to kidnap her and blow up bridges around the state?
No, it's fucking stupid. I don't care what ideology. Even if you call yourself a fucking boog and supported this, you're a fucking dumbass. Like,
I do support the idea that we should make government afraid of the people.
That's
believe
how it
that
should be.
That's how it should be. That's the balance of power that our founding fathers of the country wanted us to keep.
And then most of the people who keep having this idea of, we need our guns to fight back the government. Well, when's that gonna fucking happen? Oh, never, because we back the blue.
Yeah, yeah. That's actually how it is, though. Is you get a lot of people where they're like, they made gun owning strictly right wing. They made it so that you had to support the police. You made it so that if you were a gun-owning citizen, you were a law-abiding citizen. And by being a law-abiding citizen, you have to take a stand against those criminals.
Like lawbreakers.
Those dirty criminals.
Those who stand against law and order.
Yes. Those who break the law that your taxes pay for, that don't hurt anybody. Those filthy potheads. Those filthy jaywalkers.
Oh my gosh, dude! I was at a friend's house, and he got a new house. I was at his place doing his warming, and I'm seeing all these fucking signs saying, "Vote no against them. We don't need a third marijuana licensing business or whatever." And I was like, "What kind of fucking pedantic shit is this? Like, who fucking cares?" Oh my gosh!
It's a plant, dude.
It's a plant. Quit fucking wasting your life, like. Being against this.
Right. But anyways, so October 8th, 2020, the U.S. Federal Bureau of Investigation announced the arrest of 13 domestic terrorism suspects. Now, that is verbatim. Domestic terrorists. They did not call these people lone wolves. You cannot call these people lone wolves.
No, they were working together.
They were working together.
Now,
this was a conspiracy.
It was a spread out group. They were a whole bunch of people from different areas.
Yes.
But they definitely had a plan.
There was a
fucking stupid plan.
Yep. And what was that plan? Was plotting to kidnap Gretchen Whitmer, governor of Michigan, and otherwise violently overthrow the state government.
Okay.
Suspects were tied to a paramilitary militia group that called themselves the Wolverine Watchmen, an offshoot of the Michigan militia that was founded by 2 of the suspects. 6 of the suspects were charged with federal crimes, while the other 7 were charged with state crimes. So, you played stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
All the any group I was in, they did not support this at all.
No.
After this, they actually went more hardcore on the OPSEC, and they actually burned any contacts that they didn't have
Yet they
enough
supported any kind of idealism.
credit. Well, they didn't have enough credibility to justify them being in the group.
Yeah.
So
for me,
they went hardcore.
For me, my thing is I will be flat out. I don't trust the government. I do not like the current administration. I have had a lot of distrust issues with past administrations, both federal and state and local. The issue is when it gets to local and state, I take more precedence in, because that's more in my backyard than the federal is. The federal government can go fuck itself. And I'll say that to anyone or anything. But the only time we should be plotting assassinations is if shit hits the fan kind of situation. Shit hasn't hit the fan yet.
It might have. It probably eventually will get there.
Which, as I brought up Bo for earlier, with this, if you want this to stop, if you want this ideology to stop, and Bo goes through with this, you have to learn how to fight it at the source. Now, these people, some of them weren't Trump supporters. Some of them were.
There was a mixture. Actually, I mean, I don't know. Were any of these guys supposed anarchists?
There is a couple of them that were anarchists, like through and through, like me and you. There were some of them that were
Trump supporters and
libertarians. Yeah, the fake anarchists that say that I don't like big government, and it's like,
small government.
But you guarantee small government so long as it benefits you. But as soon as it doesn't benefit you, or if it benefits someone else that you don't like, then you're against it. So, in all honesty, you're just making it up as you go along, and your ideology is shit.
Yeah.
So, I play that card a lot. I love libertarians because I find them online, and it's like, oh, I am going to have you for fucking dinner.
No homo.
Because I will go lower than them, and then they'll be like, well, then that leads to tyranny, and it's like, so we're not in a tyrannical faction yet, and they're like, well, as long as the Democrats aren't in charge, I'm like, then you're just a conservative, bud. I'd say it. You're just a conservative,
right?
Who doesn't want
conservatarian. I shared this in the group. I was like, oh, a conservatarian. Like, no. There's nothing conservative about libertarianism, really.
No, it's not a right or left stance. It's a bottom or top stance.
Yes, very much so.
And the reason why I say that, and both of us know this with the whole PDL interviews and everything, I'm not left or right. Honestly, I do have a left lean to it, very obvious left lean, but I don't consider myself left or right. I consider myself just an anarchist, because at the end of the day, the state is what fucks us in the end. So it don't matter if
it's a right boot
taxes, or if it doesn't matter if it's red or yellow. It matters if the boot on my neck is what matters to me.
Right. Yeah, all my groups were talking about how stupid this was, and I don't feel any sympathy for these guys.
Nope.
Because the whole boot thing is a defensive position. Is you don't go looking for trouble to start. I mean, that's what a cop does. They're looking for trouble, to find it, and then they make the situation worse. Well, in this case, that's exactly what these guys did. All the boog and groups that I'm a part of or I'm associated with, they're all like prepping groups. Huh. They're all like, hey, let's get together, get organized, and be as defensive as possible. What?
Okay. So I'm sitting here, I'm reading through, they were training and planning. So they have the recruitment, training and planning. They originally wanted to carry out the assault during in a raid on the state capitol, which for anyone who thinks that raiding a capitol building at the heart of any government, you're suicide if you're going to do it with 13 people and a couple guns.
Yeah, you're going to be taken out really fast.
As soon as you start pointing those, then again, Michigan government allows people to run around with guns in their capital anyways.
I mean, so yeah.
They've done it already this year.
That's true.
But the minute you start capping people is the minute you're going to have the Michigan National Guard on your ass. And
that's not going to be a fun time for you.
For anyone who's just like, oh, they're weekend warriors, the National Guards. When I was looking to go into the National Guard a couple years back, the one thing they said was, don't worry, if you're worried that you will never see any combat, you do get deployed along with the Army. We have National Guards people who are overseas right now. Why? Because they're a State Department of Defense, and at any time they can be called up to federal. That's just the agreement between the state and federal government that you do not sign to. They do, and they get to tell you what to do because you are their property as a United States soldier. So, what I'm getting at here is you're not getting some weekend warrior who, just tinkers around things every other day. You're getting someone who isn't as precise and isn't as well trained, but just about the same level as a fighting force trained under the United States government and military.
They may be better than the military, but in terms of like morale,
yeah.
But they'll still fucking put up a damn good fight.
They will still put up a damn good fight, and the National Guard exists to fight insurgency in the United States.
Yes, that's a big thing that you should not ever forget.
Just do this real quick. We're gonna have we're trying to get a guest with us this episode. Just gotta do a couple things. I was muted there for a second.
Wait, are you muted now or?
Yeah, no, no. I muted my mic in Discord for some reason. I'm not gonna say that on the open. I'm just gonna message it to him.
Okay.
Oh no, I think my wife's here.
You're gonna have to cut that out.
Yeah. We'll just can I pause this recording real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. We had to, my wife and his wife just got home, so we had a moment where we were just like, what the hell's going on? And then we kind of figured it out, so. There'll be an outtake, don't worry. So anyway, their original plan was to storm the Capitol, which was pretty stupid if you ask me. And then, as if that's not stupid enough, their second plan was the Whitmer vacation home. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, the governor of Michigan has a vacation home on Mackinac Island, which is a very popular tourist.
It's
attraction.
only for governors.
It's only for governors.
Yeah.
Beautiful home though, I will say it.
Yes, I've been there.
We've seen it a couple times.
It is a very nice looking home.
And here's what it is. Participated in his Rap's location. Confidential source provided recording of discussions shifted to kidnapping Whitmer when she was arriving at or leaving either her personal vacation home or the Michigan governor's summer residence in Mackinac Island. According to the FBI, in sourced audio, Fox could be heard stating, "Snatch and grab, man. Grab the fucking governor. Just grab the bitch. Because at that point, we do that, dude, it's over." Fox was also heard in the recording suggesting that the group hire a realtor to find Whitmer's exact residence, collecting information on the surrounding area and recruiting individuals skilled with information technology and demolitions. Participants met in Munich the second time for training on August 9th and afterwards communicated over group calls and chats monitored by a confidential source. In these communications, Fox suggested researching the governor's residence and Lansing and destroying Whitmer's boat. Harris stated in a chat, have one person go to her house, knock on the door. When she answers, it's Capper. At this point, fuck it. I mean, fuck, catch her walking down to the building and acting like passerbys and fixing stuff. Dome her then yourself. During further chats on August 18th, the participants concentrated on finding the Whitmer family's vacation home and planned on how to escape the area by boat. So, for anyone who doesn't think tactically, this sounds like a solid plan. For anyone who does think tactically, you're laughing right now
because this is so retarded.
You're going onto an island that has state police as its police force. Now, anyone who doesn't know, Michigan State Police Forces can be brutal if they really want to. They're a very well trained police force.
Yeah. But also, there's no automobiles on Mackinac Island.
There's no automobiles.
No, their policemen are on a horse
or bicycle.
Or bicycle. Sorry.
The only motor vehicles that are around that aren't planes or boats are
I think an ambulance.
There's ambulances on the island. Yeah.
And then
emergency vehicles essentially.
There's emergency vehicles, and there's also an airfield sort of in the middle of the island.
Yep. We seen that last time we were there this year.
Yeah. So how the fuck are you gonna get off?
Yeah, how are you gonna get off? Originally they said that they were gonna escape by boat.
Where the fuck are you gonna dock a boat that no one's gonna notice?
Right, it's a tourist spot. You know,
there's people all over the place.
People all around. Someone's gonna see something.
There's
police are always patrolling that island.
There's no discreet way to get off that island unless you just jump off into the fucking water and swim away. And then you're pretty much dead anyway.
Yeah.
Because good fucking luck swimming.
Good fucking luck swimming back to the mainland.
Right.
And if you have the endurance to swim back to either St. Ignace or Mackinac City, guess what, bud? By the time you get there, it's going to be about 2 hours of a swim. So, again...
people will be waiting for you, probably.
You have all that gear on you and everything, and you're just a long-distance swimmer. You're going to get back on land, and you're going to do what the Border Patrol did to some guy who was smuggling drugs across the border in the small town that I live in a few years back, and they're going to greet you and slap the cuffs on right there. Because they already know who you are, they already know what you're doing.
Yep.
This plan was foolish. They deserve to fail. They deserve every bit of it to be caught. And the reason why I stress OPSEC so much
is because feds can easily infiltrate your group.
That's what happened to this group. One of the people in this group was a Fed, was an FBI
At the very least, they probably had multiple contacts within that group already.
Yeah, they had some kind of informant.
This is why you thoroughly vet people.
Yep.
And you don't just let anyone into your group.
Like, I'll talk to people, like, I'll talk with people, but when it comes to if there's any planning or anything that could be, hey, this is treason.
Or this can be indictment in some
way. This is indictment. You don't do this. This is anarchist rule number 1. You do not talk to feds. You make sure that the people you talk to are not feds.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so that plan was foiled because they didn't have good OPSEC, and they were fucking stupid about it.
It's not like they didn't have any OPSEC, really.
And they paid the price. Yeah, dude, I mean, they didn't have good planning either. Did you hear that plan?
No, that was a stupid plan.
We just grab her.
We just find the residents and grab her and dome her, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, we're mission accomplished, dude.
Like, they didn't account for General Patton back in the 40s when we were fighting World War II. A good plan survives only until first contact with the enemy.
Yep.
And what that essentially means is you can plan the best, but unless you have a plan for every possible situation, your plan is not a good plan. Your plan is a shit plan. This guy didn't have a plan for any situation. He thought he was going to be able to walk in and do as he pleased and no one was going to stop him.
Which, this is the fucking governor of the whole state.
Yes.
You really think you're going to just be able to do what you want?
And this is one of the biggest governors in the nation right now because
of the whole response with COVID.
Yes. You know, so...
This was just completely stupid.
It was stupid.
Like, how high were you when you thought of this?
Yes.
Whatever you were smoking, man, that was some good shit, really.
Send some this way, please.
Right? That was pretty much the only main events that really happened with us recently.
Yep. And Whitmer actually came out and blamed Trump for this, and I agree. Trump's rhetoric is what fosters this kind of hatred.
Yeah, well, his whole refusal to leave office and saying, you know,
yes,
I'm not going to willingly leave. It's like, dude, just shut up and fucking do it.
Yep. If Biden wins, it has to be by a landslide. Because if he loses, or if he barely wins...
He's going to claim
Trump
some bullshit.
is going to claim fraud, and he's going to get his base stirred up, and we're going to be shit hits the fan before Christmas. And instead of gathering around your tree with your family or your menorah or whatever it is that you do on the holiday season, you're going to be bunkering down and throwing lead at people who you thought were your neighbors.
I seriously really don't want that to happen. So just real shit. Who do you think is going to win?
I think it's going to be a 50-50 split, honestly. And if I have to give the power play, I'm going to give it to Biden. Because people don't like Trump.
I agree.
This year has sullied the way Trump looks for a lot of people.
I get that. I don't know. I'm kind of torn because I saw way more support in Hillary for Hillary in 2016 than I've seen support for Biden this year.
Yeah.
I've seen way more Trump supporting than I have Biden.
Right, but the same people that support Trump are the same people that supported Trump to begin with. And it's the kind of people where it's like, if you say something loud enough, people will believe you're smart.
Which doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense, but if you ever listen to someone who's like screaming at the top of their lungs and it sounds like something that sounds remotely true, but you don't want to call them out on it because you don't know if they're angry or they're happy about it. So you're just like, I guess he's right, you know?
I've never been like that. Like, I don't give a fuck. I mean, logically think about whatever you're saying.
That's fair, but there's a common thing saying where if you speak loud enough, people won't question your idiocy. And that's how I feel about a lot of Trump supporters. Like, I'm one of those people where you can support whoever you want. I don't care, really. Like, I'll judge you to myself.
Mm-hmm.
But we were leaving. I was leaving work yesterday on Friday evening, and one of the operators I work with was saying that her dad was like he's a fucking moron. He doesn't even know how to operate his own vehicle.
What?
Yeah. Okay. Listen to this. This story gets better every fucking sentence that I say. So he doesn't know how to put his seat back. So he drives like he's driving a go-kart essentially.
And his knees are off of the steering wheel.
Yeah, essentially, like, his knees are, like, hitting the steering wheel, so whenever he turns, he leans, and the whole car turns, it's just a mess, and he's a crazy fucking driver. She's probably exaggerating this, because I don't trust her to begin with. But, the issue is I'm sitting there wondering, who the fuck is that idiot out there, and that stupid colored crossover with the Trump fucking stickers on the back of it, and then I watched her clock out and get in the passenger seat of that
Oh.
crossover, and everything came back to, he's a fucking moron who loudly supports Trump. Well, that's a dime a dozen.
Right.
So it's essentially the same people that support Trump, or the same people that supported him 4 years ago, and haven't learned their lesson, or just don't care. And the people that say that they're supporting Trump just do it just to maintain clout, and then as soon as the ballot comes in front of them, they're voting Biden because they don't want to they want to get off this scary roller coaster ride that they put themselves on.
I will say I'm curious to see how many more votes the Libertarian gets. So the last like 4 or 5 elections, they've at least doubled their election or vote count. So
Yeah.
I'm curious to see.
It is getting
How
kind of
much?
scary though, because you see a lot of people, again with the whole thing with the law abiding stuff, that they kind of portray to the gun
By the
on
way,
right
Trump not giving up his democratically elected power
is a tyrannical.
is fucking not law and order.
That's called a dictatorship.
Right? I refuse to give up power. Yeah, that's classic authoritarianism.
Yep. Yeah. So it's going to be an interesting couple months for us, and it's going to be an interesting next episode, I guess, because the next episode that after this recording night is going to be in November after the election, probably.
Oh my gosh, should we do you imagine if we did like a live thing on an election night?
Well, that'd be a Tuesday.
Oh, that'd be a Tuesday. That's
both
right.
of us had jobs.
Oh my gosh, I will say I remember.
Just take a day off. Fuck it, we're doing.
I'm not lying when I say there was a coworker of mine at the last election who she was a staunch Hillary supporter, and when the next morning when Trump won, she was crying and terrified and actually just went home.
Yeah.
And I'm just
Well,
all right.
I didn't understand that then, because I didn't know the harm that Trump could do.
I mean, I didn't think he was going to be nearly as bad as what he was doing. He I will say in his running and everything, he put on a pretty good show.
He did. And that's how he won. He put on a good show.
Yeah, and then once he got in, it just holy fuck, what the hell are you doing, dude?
Yep. He lied to people.
That's no surprise.
Don't trust Yeah, they're like, well, career politicians lie to me, and it's like
You don't think there's lying in business either?
Yeah. This guy went bankrupt 4 times and is telling you that he's rich. And it's like, well, you don't know how economics work. I'm like, dude, if someone's rich, do you think they let their shit go bankrupt? Or do you think they fucking sell it before it goes bankrupt? I would fucking sell it.
Yeah.
Like, if I have something that is costing me money, I sell it. That's what happened with my car this summer. It was starting to cost me money to maintain.
Try to get rid of that money pit and make it someone else's problem.
Made it someone else's problem. There you go. So, I think it's going to be interesting next month.
I don't know. I'm leaning. I genuinely think Trump is going to win.
Yeah.
But, well, just because all the real leftists I know, they're all fine.
Biden.
They don't want to vote Biden. They're literally saying sharing signs that say fine Biden, but this is bullshit. Stuff like that. They don't want Biden because he's a shit candidate.
It's polarizing because the further left you go, the more you realize that people don't want to vote anymore. They leftists are completely detached and they've lost hope in the system. And I don't blame them because I've lost hope in the system already.
Same. They're only voting Biden purely as a pragmatist solution to Trump. I agree. I don't think it'll be as bad if Biden wins, but then again, Biden, once he get in, could do some shit like a national gun ban or some bullshit. And it's like, well, what the fuck?
And then at that point, then it's like, all right, well, it looks like we're boogalooing against Biden. Then. All right. See, it's a win-win either way. I'm still having someone at the end of this. It's just a different guy. Oh, I don't fucking care.
Which rapist am I going to have to shoot first?
That's the debate I want to hear. Fucking just gets up there. All right, I'm your new debate moderator tonight. And,
how do you want to plead for your life?
And it's not a moderation going on. There's no debate going on. What I want you to do is convince me why you deserve to live the next 5 years of your life.
It's a battle. It's going to be a battle between my lead and your skin. Let's see what wins.
And here's the great, because they're politicians, so they lie. So at the end of it, you just
right? Huh? Well, you've also lied about this. So why should I believe you now? Oh, that's right. Boom.
I had my fingers crossed.
Yeah, really.
For all intents and purposes, that was all a joke.
No, we always follow the law here.
We don't plan on going to the debate armed and killing public elected officials, even though we don't necessarily not condone the actions. We're just not going to do it.
We're not going to do it, but if other people want to do it, that's their thing.
If other people want to go out and stupidly plan to openly kidnap and kill a publicly elected official much without even vetting their own group that they're telling it to, so that there's like 3 feds just sitting there listening to them like, okay, bud.
Okay, you're guilty now. You're going to jail.
Oh, we're not going to stop you. In fact, I encourage it, because I find that funny. It makes me feel a lot better about my network and my whole community defense situation.
Because you don't do stupid shit like this.
You play stupid games. You win stupid prizes. That's just how it is. If you want to be prepared, do not start shit. Be prepared. Stay ready.
Yeah. And this is just such bad optics. OpSex. I'm sorry. OpSex.
OpSex.
I can't.
OpSex.
I can't talk right now. All right. Was that it for current events, you think?
The OpSex. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Oh, 45 minutes. Not bad.
Yeah.